External predecessors. When we say external predecessors, it is a task in the current project that resides in another project, represented by a task that appears deemed in the task list. Here are some examples of external predecessors. First, Project A must be completed before Project B is complete. Second, government agencies signing off of an initiation or completion of a project. Third, third-party supplies or vendors. Fourth, the economy. Lastly, competitors. Next is discretionary predecessors. The strength of the project schedule is based on the definition of the activities, deliverables, estimation of effort and durations, organizations, and sequence of the work efforts. Dependencies depict the relationship of the preceding tasks to the succeeding tasks. Tasks can have multiple preceding and succeeding tasks. When we say mandatory predecessors, it refers to a relationship that is inherent in the nature of work. This means that the tasks are contractually required, therefore no other task should be implemented until the needs of the mandatory tasks are satisfied. So let us proceed to the leads and lags. What is lead and lag power factors? They are determined by the sign of the phase angle between the current and voltage waveforms. The term leading power factor is used where the load current leads the supply voltage, whereas the term lagging power factors is used where the load current lags behind the supply voltage. When we say milestones, it is a significant event in your life. Often, a milestone marks the starts of a new chapter. For example, the day you graduated from high school was a milestone in your life. A milestone can also be a non-personal event that results in a big change, such as a milestone victory or a company's sales milestones. Some milestones for Susan and Steve's wedding might be invitation sent, menu finalized, location booked, bridesmaids' dresses fitted. As you figure out which activities will need to be done, you may realize that the scope needs to change. When that happens, you need to create a change request and send it through the change control system. Some things that could go wrong. So this is the example of their wedding planner. Next is activity sequencing process. Activity attribute list Sally created had most of the predecessors and successors necessary written in it. This where she thought of what comes first, second, third, and so on. Sally's milestone last had major pieces of work written down, and there were a couple of changes to the scope she had discovered along the way that were approved and ready to go. Example milestone list. Steve and Susan had asked that the invitations be printed at least 3 months in advance to be sure that everyone had time to RSVP. That's a milestone on Sally's list. Example change request. When Sally realized that Steve and Susan were going to need another limo to take the bridesmaids to reception hall, she put the change through change control, including running everything by Susan's mother, and it was approved. Creating the Gantt chart. Gantt chart is a type of bar chart developed by Henry Gantt that illustrates a project schedule. Gantt charts are easy to read and are commonly used to display the scheduled activities. Gantt charts show all the key stages of a project and their duration as a bar chart, with the time scale across the top. The key stages are placed on the bar chart in sequence starting in the top left corner and ending in the bottom right corner. Next is creating the network diagram. A computer network diagram is a schematic depicting the nodes and connections amongst nodes in a computer network, or more generally, any telecommunications network. Computer network diagrams form an important part of network documentation. So this is the example of creating the network diagram. The critical path. The critical path method, or critical path analysis, is an algorithm for scheduling a set of project activities. It is commonly used in conjunction with the program evaluation and review technique. In this example, the critical path is A, B, C, D, E, F, I, L, and the earliest completion date for the project is the sum of estimated times for all the stages on the critical path, 28 weeks. From the point of securing the funding, all the key stages on the critical path must be completed on the time the project is to be finished on schedule. Lastly, attribution. Attribution theory is concerned with how ordinary people explain the causes of behavior and events. For example, is someone angry because they are bad-tempered or because something bad happened? So that's it. Thank you.
Once a project plan has been signed off, it's time to move to the schedule. This next step is where you'll expand on the project plan by outlining how the proposed plan dates will be achieved. It's the time to dig into the details, focusing on the activities that will deliver the project benefits and the resources you'll need to achieve them. It's rarely as simple as creating a sequence of events. In fact, it's more like a balancing act. You'll need to manage time, cost, and quality, while still making sure the project benefits can be realised. Different approaches to schedules should be taken for different types of projects. But what they all have in common is a set of core components and a dependency on accurate estimates from the project team.